I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everybody out to the August 4th, 2025 council meeting. We're looking to go in closed session pursuant to 143, 318, 11A3 to consult with the attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body, which privilege is hereby acknowledged. And do I have a motion to go in closed session?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to come out of closed session?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome everybody to the August 4th meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, thank you all for coming out to our regular town council meeting. Does any member of council have a conflict of interest or the appearance of a conflict of interest with regards to any agenda item?
No.
Anything?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
I do not. No.
All right. Moving on. Approval of draft agenda. We will be looking to delete 11.1 today from the agenda. Does any member of council have anything else?
No, sir.
Anything, Mike?
No. No, thank you.
All
No.
good?
No.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the draft agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. General council discussions. Any member of council have anything they'd like to add?
I
Go ahead,
do.
Mike.
I do. A couple of things, two things really. One's an announcement, one's a question that was brought up to all of us during last week. So let's start with the announcement. First of all, if you're a resident and has tried to download the drawing showing the parking spaces on Main Street, the files would not download to your computer. You might have had some problems doing that or been unable to do it at all. There was a problem and now it has been solved. Files were simply too big. We have separated the files into 3 separate PDFs. Just go to projects on the home page of the website and simply choose the file you want, and it will now quickly download for your computer. So there was a lot of concern about that. We've got it straightened out. So if you had some trouble, you can get to that, go to those parking places on Main Street now. Second thing, I'd like to take a few moments to answer a question that came to us this week. It was from a property owner on the island, and it was a good question. And I'll do my best to answer the question, and then I'll give our town administrator, I'll give our town council and the mayor a chance to respond if they want to respond at all, weigh in on their thoughts regarding this thing. And I want to talk about parking, obviously. And this is a summer on our island of change and progress on Sunset Beach. Some of our constituents may not have been following the details leading to this change, which began about 4 years ago now, and with the creation of the Island Parking Committee. As a result, we are continually updating the beach parking tab on the town's website, like I talk about almost every meeting, to share the questions and our answers to those questions so you may have a better understanding of the parking plan as it unfolds. Recently, this question that we received, it was a request to publicly consider and reflect and discuss the impact of parking on the parking plan on island property owners. Very important question. A key goal of the parking plan for island property owners is to correct the previous negative parking situation where driveways were blocked or partially blocked, where residents had no clear sight lines for pulling out of their driveways. And the third thing was often mail was not delivered due to the fact that cars were parked and blocking mailboxes. These were the key complaints faced by the parking committee when it was first established. These were the things over and over again that they heard. Overall, these concerns created an unsafe, unsatisfactory environment on the island. Remember too, and this is very important, that mainland residents of Sunset Beach were also frustrated with the parking situation on the island. Their concern was not, give me more spaces, but tell me where I can legally park. With random parking, you parked anywhere you could. To mainlanders, this was an extremely confusing parking system, and it was also for many of our visitors. The parking committee, in addressing these issues, focused on both the concerns of island residents and mainland property owners. And the council continues to do just that as we move along. As such, a main goal of the parking plan is to safely and effectively manage parking on the island. Designated and delineated parking does this by showing people where they can park, not where they cannot park. Designated and delineated parking solves each of the issues I just mentioned. Designated parking is obviously, is an outline of a parking space, so you know where to park. Delineated means different sized parking spaces for LSVs, for example, and cars and trucks. At this time, most parking on the island is now clearly designated and delineated, except for Main Street, which is obviously a work in progress. Island residents have been positive about the initial impact of designating parking places. And what we are hearing from property owners is that the number of driveways blocked, partially blocked, is going down and is pretty much non-existent in those areas. And they're where they have designated parking right now. And the idea of mail delivery, we're working on that one. That's the last thing we're going to be working on. But sightlines have been opened. We have spread out our parking. Sightlines are open for people to leave their driveways safely. Another major concern of the island property owners is overcrowding that comes with too many parking spaces. The committee in town, by designating parking, has reduced the so-called available spaces from over 700 to under 600 with a combination of designated parking and identifying possible future parking lots. The committee also worked to spread out parking and not overwhelm specific areas of the island. One of the major comments I'm hearing when people are looking at these drawings of parking spaces on Main Street is they're spread out. Comment I've heard from owners or property is, wow, I've got sight lines again, that type of thing. The work on Main Street does not put additional parking on the island. This is what I've heard too. The work on the Main Street does not put additional parking on the island. After working with NCDOT, the plan for Main Street includes about 220 spaces for cars and LSVs, golf carts. This is about 50 fewer than the 270 cars that previously could park on Main Street. And finally, the town and council recognizes our parking system must be flexible. Adjustments will be made as problems arise. We appreciate the continued input from island and mainland residents they've shown by tweaking as shown by the tweaking we have made to the parking plan already. The 40th Street parking area is one example where adjustments have been made based upon resident input. Meanwhile, the council continues to focus on the original goals to have a well-managed, safer parking system with a finite number of vehicles accommodated. By finite, when you designate parking, there's only going to be so many parking places, and when they're gone, they're gone. And to clarify once again, proceeds, and we say this all the time, proceeds from paid parking are paying for the construction associated with designated parking. So this does not directly impact taxes of property owners of Sunset Beach. Now, with that being said, that's my comments from that question. That being said, does anybody here want to make any comments regarding what I reported?
Go ahead, Mr. Aaron.
We're hearing a lot about parking on Main Street now. I got to admit, I drive over there, and without any cars on Main Street, it looks great. But we can't afford to give up those parking places. No, it's not a financial thing. It's for people to come and enjoy the beach. And we're following DOT's plan to do that. So many people have said in previous years, it was like a parking zoo. Driveways were blocked, mailboxes were blocked. People were in the sight line people were pulled in this way or that way. This is going to prevent that from happening. Once the work is done, then next year, we still won't have enough parking places, but it's going to be orderly and a lot safer. That's it.
Got anything, Mr. Corbett?
I got a quick point. One of the things I've heard is questions, does all this that we're doing with parking, does that affect our property values? And, there's no way to tell whether the parking is going to affect our property values until after that's taken place. But in my perspective, having the safety that gets increased in managing the parking will not do anything but help improve property values. It definitely will not hurt property values, in my opinion.
Mr. Burns, you have any comment?
No, one thing that Michael did say is to do some post-analysis after every year to refine the parking situation, make those improvements better. So I agree with that, making sure we do these post-analysis.
Well, we can anything to follow up with?
No, not really. No.
All right. Good? Everybody's good?
Everybody's good?
I got one more thing.
Any more things? Go ahead.
I want to thank Dustin Graham for all the work he's been doing. Not only helping with the parking, but sending these letters out and enforcing the rules about keeping your yard and property up. He gets an awful lot done. Secondly, helping Mike with the parking. Since I've been dealing with my medical issues, Mike took over everything. He's done it all. He's been out there with Dustin walking places. He just does a great job and does a good job of keeping me and the rest of the council informed. I want to thank them both.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Anything else? Not, we'll be moving on to public comments on agenda items only. Just want to make a note so it'll be clear, as far as the 11.2 under old business, the resolution, this is not going back to what is already set as far as the payments that the council has set forward and thing. This is the future dredging setting up this. So just so there wouldn't be any clarity. But if you would like to speak on something else, it would be at the end. But at first is just in regards to setting up this maintenance district. Okay, with that, I'll be opening up the floor. Would anybody like to speak? More than welcome to come up. Please state your name, and you have the courteous of 3 minutes, please.
My name is Dana Reed. I live at 808 Riverside Drive. I spoke to you last month regarding the resolution that is put forward. Since the last council meeting, I did have that chance to meet with Lisa Anglin and got a few questions answered, but not fully. I have written a letter, which I have a copy here for everybody in case you didn't see it in your email, with a number of questions and trying to understand for the future what we're trying to put in place. And in a nutshell, I'm asking the council take no action or disapprove the resolution to establish the noted areas as a singular fee-supported district. 2, I encourage the council to solicit for engineering services to determine what dredging needs to be planned for in the next 5 years and beyond, essentially to provide a master plan that can then be further understood. And 3, to please assemble a citizens advisory group or task force to help participate in the review of what the dredging needs are, look for options, look for costs, and what have you. I raised the questions at the last council meeting regarding the resolution. And after the July meeting, I did meet with Miss Anglin. I appreciate that. I wrote a letter to all of you. I emailed and phoned 4 of the council members. I finally heard from one who agreed to meet, but not until the middle of the month. So needless to say, that's after you're being asked to vote on this. So a copy of that correspondence, I will be glad to disperse that, and we'll go from there. I am very concerned with the manner in which the draft resolution has been prepared and presented. Who specifically is suggesting the noted areas to be one district and why? Who specifically drafted the resolution and why? In addition to trying to meet with council representatives to get clarity on this, I have reached out to Holden Beach and OIB. I appreciate the time Justin Whiteside, the town attorney, town administrator, and Mayor Debbie Smith granted me this afternoon to learn more about how OIB set up their dredging districts and how it's done. I expect Mr. Richardson in the presentation tonight will present a detailed area view of the areas that you're proposing as a district or even for a study, and possibly, start to think about limits. I mean, the council's been asked to pass on things without ever seeing an overall area view and understand why Mary's Creek and Turtle Creek is tied into Palm Cove and what have you. I understand that the state will only contribute to navigational dredging. I don't know if that's correct or not. That's what I understood from my meeting this afternoon, which essentially limits dredging to what was done in the past couple of years. As a case in point, and why I feel that we are gaining sand and have been for some time. And, in this draft resolution, it includes outlet to Tubbs Inlet. My concern as someone who's going to be asked to pay for this is I think that is chasing after a futile situation. And I think the town really needs to set forth and understand what the goals are of our navigational waterways and understand the implications of what is done when a fee district is set up.
Thank you,
So-
Ms. Reed. That is
Anyway,
thank you.
please
Thank you.
don't pass that resolution. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I meant to tell you, they informed me tonight, they put a clock up now for y'all to look up to try to, that way we get it going.
Okay.
All right. Next. Yeah, if you'll hand them to Kimberly, I'll make sure she hands them out, or you can pass them there. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Jill Runyon, 1838 East Main Street in Palm Cove. I'm very confused on why Palm Cove is included in the future canal maintenance district. The dredging stopped right before Palm Cove, and we have not received, nor will we receive, any benefit from the canals being dredged, and we are paying for our own dredging. Our dredging project that we are funding in conjunction with the Shallow Draft Fund is going to help the boats that get stuck daily to navigate in and out of the inlet. And trust me, I see it every day. Another question I have is, after we do our dredging, if we get all the permits approved, is everybody in this district going to be assessed for the maintenance of the inlet we dredge, since it looks like we're going to be required to pay for ongoing dredging maintenance for the canals? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else like to speak on agenda items?
John.
Hello, my name is John Hobgood, and my wife and I, Tracy, own Sunset Beach Trading Company. I'm here tonight to express serious concern about the continued expansion and management of paid parking, particularly the effect that parking along East and West Main Street, or leasing and creating a municipal parking lot on Sunset Boulevard South will have on the existing streetscape parking. Over the past 2 months, June 1st through August 1st, we've documented the usage of the streetscape parking area, particularly the area from our business northward towards the marsh. Out of 62 days, it was only noticeably used and full on 7 days. Those were either Saturdays or Sundays. I made a 1985 style presentation. I have dated the days that they were full. Saturday, the 7th, 21st, and 28th of June. See that it's empty. This is all at 1 o'clock every single day.
John? Can we
And
see?
then on July, there were the 4th of July and then 3 Saturdays totally full. Better make sure that's a good picture. If it's barely used during this core season I think is a term y'all use for the bathroom usage, then we have to ask, why would additional parking be added nearby? More importantly, why would the town consider possibly entering into contractual agreements to build more parking across the street from the streetscape parking, which is never utilized, it seems? The issue here is that there has never been a lack of parking, but there's a lack of convenient parking. And while business owners were assured back in January 2023 that parking changes would not negatively affect our operations, the reality has been quite different. When previously full parking areas now sit empty, we lose more than that revenue from spaces. We, the businesses, lose foot traffic. We lose that beachgoer who might pop in for a towel or a soda on the way to work, or on the way to the beach, or a souvenir or ice cream on their way back from the beach. That spontaneous walk-by business, or determined walk-by business, has disappeared, and unfortunately, the numbers support that. The paid parking program, it continues through October. Yet, if paid parking isn't being utilized during this core season of June and July, what's that justification for dragging it all the way to the end of October? It's the same rate, it's the same unclear signage, it's the same frustrations. Those frustrations are loud and clear in the feedback that we've received on Facebook, text messages, emails. We would come more often, but the parking is ridiculous. We won't pay to shop. I'm not coming to that island. Well, okay. It's not the responsibility of the business owners to educate the public or to educate the parking company on the town's parking policies. But many of us have been forced into that role without support or compensation. So before more money is spent on expanding the current parking program, we urge the council to take a hard look at what's already in place, fix what is broken, make the signage clear, make the policies fair, and most of all, ensure that everything makes sense. To the citizens of Sunset Beach, now is the time to speak up regarding Main Street or big lot parking. Whether you're for or against paid parking, your voice matters, but it has to be heard before the decisions are finalized, not after. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John?
Appreciate it.
Anyone else on agenda items only? If not, I'll call a close to that, and we'll move on. Next up is our consent agenda, approval of minutes, 2025-16 draft minutes, the 7/14 draft minutes, and our monthly reports from our building inspection, finance, fire, police, and public works. Does any member of council have any questions for any of these departments or in regards to any of these meetings?
I do not.
I do not.
I do
Good, sir.
not.
No, sir.
All right, not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So,
Go ahead. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on, next town administrator report. Ms. Anglin, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things for you tonight. First, I'd like to ask Chief Childress to come up. We had an important visitor to town in the last couple of weeks, and I would like for him to give you an overview of the visit.
Thank you, Miss Anglin. Mr. Causey was in town doing an announcement about a very important topic, but I'm not here to speak about that. So on July 17th, Commissioner Causey made a visit to Sunset Beach Fire Department to do a fire prevention water safety video. So he came down and met with Division Captain Paul Brown, and we showed him our water rescue assets and the training our guys and girls go through. And he did a ride along with our boat team for the day. And we went out and talked about water safety and, some of the calls we run. And he highlighted our beach rescue program. And it's just a great informational video. We've shared it on our fire department Facebook page, and then Kimberly put it on our town website this afternoon. So it's available for all the citizens to see, and I highly recommend everybody go watch it and get some fire safety education. Thank you.
Richard, just for everybody, who's Mr. Causey?
Insurance Commissioner, North Carolina Insurance Commissioner.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Amy.
Thank you, Richard. The recycling applications, we are working on getting those out. They're going to go out by postcard style in the mail next week. This year, we are going to go online with the application and the payments. In addition, you can still come into town hall and pay by check. This would just streamline the recycling application, hopefully to generate more business and more participation in the recycling program. For those of you who do not know, the town negotiates with GFL every year to get a reduced rate for in-town recycling program. So that is coming up. You could be looking in your mailbox for the postcard, or you can go on the website now. The application is live with the instructions on what to do. The ERC and the tree board both met early last week. The ERC had a very informative meeting regarding the living shoreline plantings with a presentation. A shoreline planting workshop is planned for September 22nd from 9:30 to 11:30 at the town community center. And you'll be hearing and seeing more information on the website about that. The tree board is in the process of developing a more in-depth tree ordinance to accompany our Tree City USA application, and it will hopefully be presented to the town council for consideration of adoption on the September 8th agenda. Just an update on the current projects. We are working with the Jinks Creek realignment project. We are working on the escrow and the checking accounts, getting those established. Afterwards, the notice to proceed will be issued to Coastal Protection Engineering, and that work will start on that project. Main Street parking, the town council will consider awarding the contract during this meeting later on. And if the contract is awarded, notice to proceed will be issued September 8th with a completion date of December the 12th. In addition to that contract, they are also looking at the Catchment 7 stormwater project. And if that one's awarded, it will be notice to proceed for those same dates, September 8th, with a completion date of December 12th, sorry. The Majestic Oak Park, I'm expecting the final engineering plans this week, and these will be used to secure the necessary permits prior to bidding that project. I'll be happy to answer any other questions.
Does any member of council have anything for the administrator?
No, sir.
No, I do not.
All right, we'll be moving on next. As I said at the beginning, we were skipping 11.1. 11.2, the resolution established fee supported canal dredging and maintenance district to grant authority to solicit requests for qualifications from engineers and consulting firms to assist with the development of dredging and maintenance plan. Mr. Richardson, you want to give a briefing on that?
Mayor, I'm sorry. Will you turn any of the department heads loose that can go,
Yes,
please?
any of the
Thank
department
you.
heads doesn't have anything left, you're more than welcome to go home. We appreciate you.
Well, you'll leave them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Richardson.
Mr. Mayor and members of council, after last month's meeting, you tabled passing the resolution for a variety of reasons, notably of which was some revisions you requested. Going into that meeting, the wrong draft had been included with the agenda. The draft that you have before you tonight was the one that was supposed to be in there. As you will see, the resolution does not commit you to per unit, per parcel, per linear foot, or any other measurement for fees. This is simply establishing a resolution to establish the district that's required by state law for you to then proceed with the engineers and getting maintenance analysis done. The engineer is going to look at, as they evaluate these canals, what needs to be done here versus there in other districts. Some districts may be combined because they may require more effort than other districts that may not require as much maintenance and repair work going forward. So tonight is your original resolution. As we proceed down and get further into this, some districts may drop. You may amend the resolution. to remove a district because it's not necessary to be part of the district. And then to give further specification as to how you wish to collect the fees and the cost for the maintenance dredging moving forward. Tonight is that first step to get going for the town moving forward prospectively on the maintenance dredging district. Any questions? Yes, yes.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to ask, technically what we're saying is that every one of the North Jinks Creek, South Jinks Creek, the feeder canals, each one could be like a separate district to some extent.
That's correct. Some of them may not even be included. There's
Okay.
for instance, the reference to Palm Cove. We are erring on the side of caution to include areas that we believe could potentially fall within a fee-supported canal dredging and maintenance district. It does not mean they will be on there. Obviously, Palm Cove is a one-off in the sense that it has its own memorandum of agreement with the town where it's pursuing its own dredging. However, the dredging that was done went right up to and behind the boundary line for Palm Cove. So again, it could be each individual district with their own individual maintenance. It could be consolidating some areas for one district versus another district. It all depends on what the engineering and studies are going to show. John?
So who's going to do the engineering study and gather all that information and determine what the key questions and variables are?
I'll defer that to Ms. Anglin.
The second part of the agenda item is to grant authority to solicit requests for qualifications from engineering firms. So I will be developing an engineering, an RFP to go out. RFQ, sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that.
The second part of this agenda item has an and. Grant authority to solicit requests for qualifications for engineering and consulting firms to assist with the development of the dredging and maintenance plan.
That follows your resolution.
So if you pass the resolution, then the next thing we'll be asking for is for you to grant me that authority to develop that RFQ.
Does any other member of council have any questions? Anything else, John?
Okay.
Do you see that?
No. Where was that, Lisa?
Where is that in the resolution?
I don't have it.
It's not in the resolution.
It's not in the resolution.
It's not
It's on
supposed
the
to be.
agenda.
Oh, it's on the
11.2,
Okay, got it.
resolution establishing fee-supported canal
Okay.
dredging and maintenance district and
Grant authority.
granting the authority.
Okay. Got it.
The granting of the authority, after you make a motion to enter the resolution, then the next motion, if you're so willing, is a motion to authorize Ms. Anglin to proceed forward with the RFQ and bids on this scope of work.
Is that the time we've had a lot of people express concerns about being able to articulate what they think should be done, how it should be done, what their questions are, who's going to do it, and all that kind of thing. Is that the phase where that comes in?
I don't mean to. I think what would happen is we get, say, 3 or 4 bids from engineering firms
Yeah.
that say what their qualifications are, what they believe the estimate will be to analyze what the future needs of this canal maintenance dredging district will be. Then the council will eventually make a motion to select one successful bidder and then authorize that firm to proceed with the scope of work in the RFQ. Ultimately, during that process, I would imagine the engineering firm is going to be presenting where they're at, status updates at town council meetings, and addressing questions from council, questions that maybe council has received from constituents about the maintenance and canal. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. We'll just call it the district and the district's needs. and having the engineer address those questions for council satisfaction as well as for your constituents.
That's the question. As part of that RFQ, okay, can we stipulate in there a question regarding dealing with the people who are going to be affected, as far as a committee or some people to talk to from the consulting firm?
Yes, sir.
Engineering firm?
I would see that the engineers would meet with the people of those areas as they are going through to determine what their desires are. As I have explained on a couple of occasions now, you may have one canal that because of the grasses, they're unable to take full advantage. They may want to have those grasses mitigated. In order to do that, the consultant would need to know that up front. So when they go to CAMA to get the permit, that would be one of the key pieces of determining the price, would be to mitigate those grasses.
And certainly the council, you're hiring the engineering firm in the future. You can dictate and direct that firm of your expectations in the contract with the services to be rendered to the town, such as if down the road, taking Mr. Reed's comments, for example, the council were to create a citizen advisory committee with respect to the canal maintenance district, you could certainly do so and require the engineer to have whatever frequency of meetings with that citizen advisory committee, which I would recommend one or two of you be on, so that you've got the dialogue between the citizens, for council, and for the engineer, all contemporaneous.
So that's all wide open right now as we move forward.
Here,
And we're not handcuffing, we're not saying things that are going to make this more difficult in the future. And our citizens will be involved. And I feel good about that.
well, I think your citizens are going to be involved irrespective of whether you set up a citizen advisory committee, but you can certainly be more hands-on about active roles for the citizen advisory committee or whatever you want to set up. We are so far from that point because you've got to set out the RFP, which will also include the qualifications of the engineering firms and their estimate and their bids. That whenever those come in, then you got to analyze them, interview with them. You're eventually going to arrive at a contract that you want to enter into. And of course, I would imagine that in addition to Lisa, I'll be involved with working on that scope and addressing whatever council wants to be in the RFP. And when you hire eventually whoever's going to do the work, I'm certain that we can make it very clear to them what you expect in terms of their interfacing with the citizen advisory committee or your citizens as a whole, whatever you all might come up with. You obviously haven't created that committee. There's no need to at this point because you don't know what's going to happen because you don't even have an engineer yet.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
With that being said, let me ask a question.
Yes, sir.
In regards to this, are we at a certain timetable on this right now? Is this something we have to do immediately? And the reason I'm saying that, we got an upcoming election. The mayorship has somebody against them. One of the councilmen has chose to run again. There's an open seat where somebody left, and there's 2 guaranteed new. So there will be 3 new faces regardless on the council that will be making these decisions for the future. So is this something that we need to stress now, or is this something we need to wait till the people have a choice to elect who they would like to see running the town in the future to set up this kind of stuff? What in regards to that is that?
Well, obviously, I'm not a legislator. I'm the town lawyer, and I would say this: you still got a few months left to serve out your duties to the constituents of the town. Otherwise, you could take literally that position with just about any affirmative action that you might wish to pass between now and the election and say, we're just going to kick substantive matters off until after the election. with respect to this resolution, it's probably one of the least substantive matters you're going to have as a substantive matter, because it is a formality of passing a resolution that then sets in motion going for, she's got to prepare an RFP. It's not like she can just spit it out tomorrow, nor can I just review it tomorrow. You got to get an RFP, draft it. She's going to probably circulate, Miss England, she's going to probably circulate it to you as well as to me for your input and questions about it. So the chances of an RFP on or before the elections is probably slim.
The likelihood, the new town council will definitely be the one that would award the contract.
That's all I was wanting
for the
to know, what the
RFQ.
timetable was, because I know
Mhm.
we have something else coming up and there's a timetable already set.
And-
That's what I was asking, to make sure that it wasn't going to be something
Yes.
that's rushed.
And-
It'll be at least 6 months before this RFQ is in, before the engineering firms are in front of the town council for award of a contract.
And again, if this council next month, 2 months from now, or the new council wishes to amend this resolution, there is nothing to prevent that from happening except a majority vote and not getting it. Okay? In terms of a timeline, there is a statutory reference, and you're catching me off. I can't remember, but there is I think it's July 31st of every year. I don't know. I have to
The
look at
fee
it.
has to be established by July 1st of every year.
So at this point,
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a timetable that it had to be done immediately. That's all I was asking.
no, sir.
Okay. Cleared up. Thank you. Any more questions from council? If not, what's the pleasure of council?
Knowing that we've got 6 months hence or so before we even decide on a firm, and if we decide to change completely on this in so many other ways, I'd say give the new town council that's coming in, and whoever it may be, I think I'm the only one assured of being here, a chance to take it on in December, after they get elected. Or I'd say let's sign it now and let them
So
review it.
are you making a motion? If you are, then make a motion
Okay.
for me, if you will, please.
Yes.
Make a motion that we accept the resolution as written, a resolution creating a fee-supported canal dredging and maintenance district.
May I just tweak that to say a motion to enter into, not accept, but enter into the resolution.
And, okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item of business would be, if the council so inclined, now that you have the resolution, would be a motion to authorize Ms. Anglin as the administrator the authority to start the process to solicit requests for qualifications from engineering/consultant firms to assist with the development of dredging and maintenance plan.
Pleasure of council. You ready to move
I'll make a
forward?
motion.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Go
Go
ahead. No. Go ahead. You can do it.
I'll make a motion that we grant authority to solicit requests for qualifications from engineering/consulting firms to assist with the development of dredging and maintenance plan.
Perfect. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Mayor and council, do you wish for me to
Yes,
stick
sir.
around for the rest of
Take
it?
off back.
All right. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Next up, we'll be moving to new business. I'll give him just a second to get on mic.
Thank you, Grady.
All right, next up will be the Main Street parking discussion and right-of-way parking development plan. Ms. Anglin, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. What you have in front of you is the engineer's bid tabulation sheet in which the town received 4 bids for this project, and you can see those amounts. And their recommendation is to award this contract for the Main Street parking project to Graham Construction Incorporated at $535,000.
Question.
Yeah.
Lisa, just to be clear, the concept is that the paid parking will be used to pay for this construction requirement?
Yes, sir.
We're not planning, it may not happen all this year, but we're not planning to take it out of the general fund?
Well, you will take it out of the general fund, but
Okay.
it will be replaced because it's crossing years.
All right.
Graham Construction. Lisa, Graham Construction, do you know anything about them, or have they done any work for us in the past?
They haven't done any work for us, but they have done work for a neighboring community with success, and they were happy with the project, and another community inland a little bit in Bladen County that was also happy with the
So no issues
with the work.
No issues with them.
No issues.
And so the due diligence has been done on our behalf by McGill Associates,
Yes,
the
sir.
engineering company that we've used for quite a while to do this type of work.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just for my thoughts, based on what we've received so far from paid parking, what is the estimate when we will be able to recover enough to completely pay back the $535,000 that we're going to have to use?
Well, and your next agenda item is the budget amendment that would show you that from the assigned fund balance for the parking fees, you will be appropriating $158,000. So all but $158,000
All
would be
Okay.
collected, would
Okay.
be used from the parking revenue fees.
this for this year.
Yes,
Okay, so the next year we pay.
for the 25-26. And it probably is better if I let Tara come up and explain if you want to go ahead
Yeah.
and jump to the budget amendment portion. We separated these because we really need to figure out if you want to do the contract before we're going to talk about the budget amendment, but we can do both.
So I took the revenues that we had gotten from the parking program fees in 24-25 and subtracted anything that we have spent through up to June 30th on the parking, and that remainder was $158,000. So I created an assigned fund balance for the parking fees of what was left in that, so that we had it separated out to be able to use it specifically for any kind of parking construction. Going into 25-26, we will gain most of that back, and we're appropriating it out of fund balance because we don't have the funds yet. So it's appropriating out of current year fund balance to complete the project, but that will be replaced through the parking fees, but it may not all be in 25-26. It may be partly in 26-27. But we're tracking every single expenditure and the revenues.
So long term, it will not come out of our.
It will not. I think in 24-25 it was 298,000
was the net revenue through June 30.
So I mean, it could be by the end of this fiscal year too.
Okay, thank you.
It's good. It's good. But this thing, unlike the other one, is at a deadline, correct? If I'm reading this right?
Yes.
Everything's supposed to be done before then. So we're not going to wait to the end of the year when we have our police and our fire and our businesses and our reports from our citizens to see if this parking is actually needed, as one of the gentlemen told us today.
Well, the direction that we received from council was to proceed. So that's how we have come at this, bringing you the engineered plan and the price.
Yeah.
And it is 100% up to town council to either award this contract or delay this project.
And I seen the
Now,
plan.
and if you delay it, just know that it'll go into the summer season of next year, potentially.
I
It
beg to
depends on
differ
how far
that.
you delay it out.
If we start it now, it's gonna be done by December, then we got 4 months. So if we started it in January, it could still be done before the season actually started, because we did start the season early. And we're also gonna be ending the season earlier because so many schools are going back now so early. So it's a little different concept on that.
Well, it'll be bumping up against it because if they award it in January or award it in December and we issue the notice to proceed in January, then April would be the completion.
And I've seen the plan that you presented, excuse me one second. I've seen the plan you presented, and I understand that. And a lot of it on the Main Street deal, I see the cars, but I also see a lot of golf carts.
Mm-hmm.
And my question on the golf cart deal is, to me, that benefits a lot more on the island, a lot of people that live there already using those spaces, because there's not going to be as many golf carts going from the mainland houses. So our areas like Sea Trail, Oyster Bay, Windfall, and all those people, it doesn't really benefit them. That's the question that I have that we need to balance out.
Mr. Mayor,
I can make this. Oh, go ahead.
the reason you see only golf carts on the south side is the right of way is not wide enough for a car.
I understand that, but I'm just saying I don't see a lot more benefit to the people on the mainland. I see a lot more benefit to the people on the island.
And I'm seeing,
far as driving
and
golf
I
carts.
see pretty much just the opposite. I'm seeing more golf carts from the mainland coming over to the island than ever before, now even. And you can always tell by how many people on the island are complaining that the golf carts go too slow over the bridge. And I've got a lot of those complaints too. But by setting that up along that south side, it's done for two reasons. Number one, to make sure that golf carts park in golf cart spaces. North Carolina law says golf carts can park in any space, and that cars can't park in golf cart spaces. So you give them a pretty good place to park, and therefore they will and stay out of car and truck parking is what you want. That was right from NCDOT engineers who helped us put that together. And so I think you're going to see more golf carts. I was talking to the police, I think we're going to see more golf carts with these type of parking places. I think it's going to be a pretty positive thing moving forward. There's a lot of golf cart places there. They won't be full a lot of the time for sure, but it'll spread things down the island too. The whole idea of the whole Main Street thing is to spread everything down the island, get it away from the middle as best we can, as it used to be. And that's used to spread out parking an awful lot in the past. And it will come back spreading things out again. One of the big problems we're having this year with parking on the island is we don't have the parking places. Now, John will say, and I don't disagree with John.
I don't disagree at all, because I'm out there every day. So.
Yeah, well, so am I. Believe me, I don't disagree with John. But what's happening now is a lot of people, there's two good times to come to the island right now, early and late. Don't come at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And especially on weekends, just like John said, he's absolutely correct. But we have to make sure that moving forward, that we certainly have spaces, that we have enough spaces. What's happening now is people are dropping off families and just going around and around looking for good parking places, really. And they're not finding them a lot, especially on the weekends, they're not finding them. So we think this will cut down a lot of that traffic also when we put parking on Main Street. It'll bring the parking down the island, both east and west, which will be good. And we think it'll be a positive move. And it'll bring back some of the parking we didn't have before. We didn't have this year especially. We only had 320 spaces this year. And that certainly by far wasn't enough for what the parking demand is. So well, I'd
like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion that we award the Main Street parking project to Graham Construction at $535,000.
Do I have a second?
I'll
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Any opposed? All right, next up, you gonna do the budget amendment part?
You-
All right, Ms. England, you want to come back, or you just subscribing to them? Y'all heard it, so
Right.
ain't no sense in wasting your strength coming back up here. What's your motion on that?
Do we have to, we making a motion on that too?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Got
have a
to.
budget amendment, that's right, yes. I'll make a motion to
Okay.
approve the budget amendment of cost and
Period.
public infrastructure related to the Main Street right-of-way parking project.
All right.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on next. Catchment 7 drainage improvements. Miss Angman, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Catchment 7 has been on the town's 10-year stormwater plan from the beginning. And due to various delays over the years and then going in and out of COVID and the cost of the work being done, in addition to working with DOT, because the between 4th and 6th Street will be in DOT's right of way. It just took a little longer than anticipated. So we are there now and ready to award the contract for Catchment 7. And as I stated earlier, with the same notice to proceed date and completion date, awarding this contract to Coastline Contracting Incorporated for $417,130.56. And this company has done work for us, and we were very satisfied with their work.
As I asked before, that we're starting 2 projects in September and ending all of them on December 12th. Are we going to make sure that we start on one's doing the west side while Catchment is being done on the other side?
Yes, sir.
So
Main
you're not-
Street parking will actually start at 40th and come to the east. And we are only allowing them to open 5 parking spaces at a time. So by the time they get to 4th Street, that project should be nearing turning off of Main Street.
Okay. Anything else?
Now, there's another part of this, the Great Oak Circle in Millspaw.
Right.
And
that bid came
Came in
in
high, you said.
a lot higher than even the engineers had anticipated. So we are going back to the drawing board, seeking another solution or remedy for the drainage issue on that. So we'll bring that back. That's not as crucial as this Catchment 7 is. It was further down the 10-year plan list.
Okay.
I have a motion.
Go ahead.
I move that we approve the project is that we complete the project and that we award the Catchment 7 drainage improvement project contract to Coastal Contracting Incorporated in the amount of $417,130.56.
Second.
All right. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Budget for the tear amendment. The next one, you want to come up and discuss this with them, please?
So this is the budget amendment that goes along with this project. We didn't have this project budgeted at the beginning of the year because we didn't know what the bids were going to come in at. So this is a budget amendment to cover the Catchment 7 contract out of general fund balance.
And since we have 180,000 budgeted for various stormwater projects already, we only are looking at the 417,000. We didn't incorporate the change.
Where do we get the money?
Fund balance?
Okay.
It has the appropriated fund balance on there.
I have a motion.
Go ahead.
I move that we approve the budget amendment.
Second.
Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? 952,000 1 month after the new budget. Gracious, guys. Next up, resolution requesting the New York, y'all got me screwed up. North Carolina Department of Transportation.
I made that mistake.
Go ahead, Mike. To consider an always stop. Ms. England, go ahead with that one, please.
This is just a resolution. Staff has been looking at 40th Street intersection and watching pedestrians and feel that it would be advantageous for Main Street and 40th and exiting the parking lot to all be required to stop so that the public bicyclists, pedestrians could all be recognized and yielded.
Okay.
So this is just a resolution requesting DOT to consider. And with that consideration, they'll send somebody down, look at it. If they agree, they will grant us the encroachment agreement to install a stop sign.
I've looked over this. What's your pleasure here?
I'll make a motion to move to approve the installation of a three-way stop at the intersection of West Main Street and 40th Street.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye. 4-0.
All right, next up, resolution opposing changes to planning and zoning authority, which is regard to House Bill 765. Didn't remember council got any questions here. I think you've all read up on this.
I have one question
Go
that
ahead.
we talk here about House Bill 765, which is a very important bill that we don't want to have passed because of what it would do to the zoning, what it would do to the inspections and so on. The Senate bill equivalent to that is Senate Bill 205. Do we want to put that on here? Or when we say House bill and related bills, does that cover it, you think?
There are lots of bills
Yeah,
and
there's
variations
there's
of
two other
bills
major ones,
floating
too.
around
Yeah.
Raleigh right now. Some of these pieces have been picked apart and put on bills that don't have anything to do with planning and zoning or local municipal authorities. So when I was drafting this, I just captured this House bill because it seems like 765 is what started this whole ball rolling, and incorporated all other related bills.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Could I just add a little bit, just
ahead.
clarification? What we're doing with this resolution, just for everybody to be clear, is we are opposing legislation that restricts us as a local government, our ability to downsize parcels, to determine what to do with our own land, to determine how it's used and who can use it, and et cetera. And so that's to retain our authority here. And it also opposes unrealistic timelines and authorities that the bill was suggesting, like a 14-day limit. If somebody came with a proposal, the town would have to act within 14 days. If it didn't act within 14 days, then it would be automatically approved. And that's unrealistically, we're not staffed, we're not manned to do that type of thing. So this is basically to retain our flexibility and authority to manage our town and our development and our properties.
Anyone else got anything?
And
Let's
some of
wait
the
a
other
while.
bills remove the extraterritorial jurisdiction, which is something that we definitely want to maintain our authority over. So that is, sort of in that catch-all and any other related bills as well.
Okay, good.
What's the pleasure of council?
I have a motion.
Go ahead.
I move that council adopt a resolution formally opposing House Bill 765 and related legislation and urge the North Carolina General Assembly to preserve the authority of local governments to manage planning and zoning in consultation with their communities.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next up is our dispositions of directives. Does anybody have anything that needs to be added here?
I do not.
All right, if not, we're going to move on. Public comments on anything you'd like to say? You got 3 minutes. If anybody'd like to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. Please state your name and address. They, like I said, they've added that little clock just to be nice.
Or High Market Street.
Wait a minute, could you say that again, please?
Go ahead.
The mic wasn't
Pull the
working.
mic
Sure.
down a bit.
Sure.
There you go.
My name is Kelly Way, 7610-4 High Market Street. I am speaking on behalf of my husband who's unable to make it because he's working tonight, but I have a comment to make. Bear with me with my voice.
I understand. Yes, ma'am.
As you all know, we have been in front of the council on several occasions expressing concerns about the ongoing changes within the MUD district and that we believe ultimately will negatively impact the residents of this community. In many of these concerns, we did not agree or support the council's decisions. With that said, we believe it is just as important to point out things that we appreciate versus just criticizing. As the leadership of the townhomes at Dock Street HOA, we'd like to thank the mayor and the council for the quick responses to our emails dated on June 23rd of 2025 with a request to review the town's ordinances or lack thereof that were impacting our residents. This email focused on witnessing an increase in loitering, sleeping, and homelessness within our community's walking paths and the smell of marijuana in the air, etc. This is within the MUD district. Within the day of the email, we received a response from Mayor Phillips. Thank you very much. Councilman Nern, thank you. And Mayor Pro Tem Corbett, thank you very much. We do appreciate your quick response to that. Although the problem is not gone, we continue to see a police presence, and we thank Chief Claymore for that and his team of officers for this. We believe the town needs to begin proactively thinking about how we will empathetically deal with the increased homelessness in our beautiful town, and we still believe updating our ordinances will help this. Once again, I want to repeat that. We believe the town needs to begin proactively thinking about how we will empathetically deal with the increased homelessness. Lastly, we would like to thank Chief Childress with the fire department for continuously working with us in the MUD district to find a potential solution that may reduce our speeding along High Market Street. Our solution has not been implemented yet, but with his support, we are much closer than ever. And I know you guys get a lot of grief all the time, but we do appreciate the listening that you have given us, and we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Ignacio Marino, 802 Riverside.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Ignacio
He asked you
Marino.
to say your name and address again.
Ignacio Marino, 802 Riverside Drive.
Thank you.
My comment is more in the form of a question. Maybe Ms. Anglin can also answer this. It's regarding the catchment 7 drainage improvement that was just passed, and my question is that the town apply for and receive a permit from the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality or the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for what would appear to be sediment and runoff that will be going from 4th and 5th Street back into the Canal A. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Last call. Go ahead. Come on up, John.
No, I just, since you guys are able to make on-the-fly decisions and change policies, such as the bathroom, which was changed by shifting hours, I just asked, do you consider shifting the end of the parking program to the end of September? We have a lot of lower-income people in the community who may or may not be citizens of Sunset Beach who can't afford $20 to come to the beach for the day. I I've already shown you that the streetscape parking is rarely utilized fully. I don't see what it would hurt to end the program a month earlier than you're already planning to. You could also decrease for April and October. You could decrease it to $10 a day. That's Jim Varner just hitting a button on his little computer program and changing it. And while you're at it, you could, well, the last beach town to go to paid parking in Brunswick and New Hanover, maybe. It's amazing the things the kinks that have not been worked out, whether that be by you guys or by the parking company that has a lot of clients up and down this coast. Directional signs that give misinformation or misleading information to customers so that they walk into our business and ask for clarification. Parking rules that allow someone to park with a kayak hanging over a sidewalk, and then a parking employee comes in to ask me, what should I do here? I don't know. Why don't you talk to the boss of your company? Or maybe that's a police issue at that violation. I'm not sure. But you would think by now, being the last beach scared into going into a program like this, that they would have worked out all their kinks. So I just ask, think about other people in terms of lower income people coming to the beach and enjoying the warm weather instead of saying, wait until it's cold and then you can come to the beach for free. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Mr. Helms. I remembered your name.
Lee Helms, 706 Riverside Drive. Talking about stop signs. We met with the town 18 months ago about putting a stop sign on a three-way stop on 6th Street and North Shore Drive. We got one on Riverside already. That's a terrible intersection there. People fly around. I just think we need a stop sign there. And I think you agreed with me to have a stop sign. So when will the stop sign and the improvements be made? Well, that's what I've been hearing that. I just, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Last call. All right. Nothing else from council. Do I have a motion to end this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second. No more discussion, guys. You sure? You got to go home. All right. All in favor?
Aye.